Hi everyone, welcome back to Java 1 for All. Moving on with the next topic, we are going to talk about something that's still related to the flow control, but a little bit different than the if and else if we have been using so far. So you're familiar with if. You know that sometimes it can get pretty confusing because you have more than one condition, but sometimes you have if with only one condition. Let's just give one simple scenario. Let's say that based on a number from 1 to 7, you would like to print the day of the week, like 1 for Sunday, 2 for Monday, and so on. The way we know so far to do it is creating if statements. So let's see how it will look like. Let's copy this class name because we are getting pretty familiar with creating classes now. And now the conditional statement. It's kind of a condition statement. PSVM. So let's say we have byte day, and let's give 5, for example. And we would like to print the day of the week based on this number, considering 1 for Sunday. It would be something like this: if day equals 1, South Sunday. Oops. And else if South Monday. So basically we have to do that all the way to 7. And if else if you can see that the code itself, it's nice for you that's starting and you are writing a lot, but it's quite a lot to understand, and you have a lot of curly braces and things that could be simplified. So when you have this kind of structure, there is something we can do that will make our code a bit cleaner, but it's still quite a lot in the end because we do have a lot of conditions. Now, this structure is the switch, and we do have here a syntax that is something here and open the block. Now let me remove this because we're not talking about if anymore, and let's talk about switch. So here you do not need to have a Boolean expression like if, but there are some conditions. The variables that you can have here, the values, they should be either a character or integer or byte or short or enumeration that we are going to talk about later, or string. So since my variable here is day and its type is byte, I can have here switch day. So basically it's a condition. So switch day. In case the day is 1, I want you, and this is the syntax, case, the value that matches exactly the variable that you are declaring and using in the switch, column, and then what you want to print, in this case Sunday. So I will copy this because we are going to do that 6 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you start here Monday. I will just write the short version. And here, case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, case 6, and case 7. So basically now switch day. Day is 5. Is day 1? No. Day 2, day 3, day 4. Oh, I can see that the case will actually be true. So this means that this piece of code will be executed. But there is a catch. Let's see. And as you can see, we have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But wait, it means that after this case was executed, everything else was executed. And this is the default behavior of the switch case. If you want to break, if you want to stop the flow, you have to after each statement you write the word break. Okay, so this word break is telling literally the code to, after you do this, when you get to me, just break out of it, out of the switch. So I will add the break everywhere. So I will just add here, because after I press Ctrl Alt L, it will organize the code for me. So now after each one of the cases, after each one of the printlns that I have, I will just break out of it, out of the switch. So I will just add a breakpoint here, and then I will execute with Shift F9. I need to actually add the first statement that can be reached. So it skipped 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on 5 it got in, and then I press F8. After the break, you will see this is the statement that's finishing the switch block. So this curly brace, after I press F8, the next step, it is out of it. So when you have a break, this means that it's going to break out of the switch, not out of the case. Wait, but what happens if I type something else, like 8? Pretty interesting. By executing again, you can see that we do not have anything in the console. And why is that? Because all the cases, they were tried and none of them matched. What can we do? Because sometimes you would like kind of else somewhere. And we do have that. It's called default. And you do the same as you did for the other cases. But here you can type kind of invalid. And if I execute now, you will see the invalid in the console. So you could do something else. You could write a better piece of code, or maybe something that will reach another service. There are several things that you can do here. And the thing is, this guy does not need to be in the last position. You can always have it in the first place or anywhere. But remember, this is also kind of like a case. Once it starts, until it reaches a break, it will just start executing. So Ctrl Shift F10, you will see invalid Sunday, and then break, as you can see here. So good practice. First, always add break. Second, always leave at the end, because it's kind of how our brain works. It will try the options 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the default option is invalid. If I add here at the beginning, I will never know until what number I should consider the value valid. Now let's give another example. Let's say that I would like to print the gender. So if someone types M, if we have M as a monkey, we would like to print male. And if someone types F as Friday, we would like to print female. So pretty straightforward. We can have chair, character, gender, and then male. And switch gender. And as you can see, case, it needs to match M, South, male. And then break, and then case F, South, female, and then break, default, South, invalid option. Well, technically you do not have to add break because it is the last statement. It will not go anywhere. But let's keep the pattern. Patterns are good. Now Ctrl Shift F10. You can see invalid from the previous one, and then male because the letter is M. Now, just one thing before we finish. You can have blocks. If you open the curly braces and you close the curly braces, It's not that common. I never saw anyone using that, but it's possible to do it. It's I'm not sure if I have here, if I remove it, the block will have break. Let me try. Never try that. Yeah, it doesn't work. We still need the break. So what happens is, not everything that you can do, you should do. And this is one of these cases. I think that's enough information for one class. Let's continue in the next one. See you there.